welcome back to Yoga with Vicki. Today I'm doing a class that is going to focus on breath a little bit more than maybe some of my videos in the past. So as a reminder, I have my breathe headband on today to remind you to breathe. And of course we always breathe when we practice yoga, but we're going to be really concentrating on the slow and steady breath today. Our yoga practice comes from a place of slow and steady breathing. Slow and steady breathing creates slow and steady postures. There will not be a lot of alignment cues today. This class is really more for experienced yogis, so I will be just moving perhaps just a little more quickly than some videos in the past. If you see a picture of me come up at the bottom of your screen and you are not a subscriber to my channel Yoga with Vicki, feel free to hover over that little picture of me and you can go ahead and click on that and subscribe to my channel so that you will be notified of a new video when one has been filmed. So again, welcome. Let's take a moment to come into our quiet space for ourselves. You might have a little music playing in the background or not. Take some time to perhaps dim or even close your eyes. Allow yourself a few rounds of comfortable breathing as you notice your body sitting here in a comfortable seat on your mat. The sits bones at the base of the pelvic girdle attached to the ground as if they are roots coming out of the bottom of a tree. And the rest of your body tall and strong from the roots of the pelvis. Noticing your in-breath and noticing your out-breath. This conscious awareness of the breathing allows us slowly to come into a place of quiet where our external devices might be shut off or put aside except for perhaps the one that's in front of you for the video. Everything else quieted down for the day. Perhaps books are closed and movies are turned off. No background chatter. Allowing yourself this time of quiet breathing. If we do nothing else but stay here with slow and steady breath, we are practicing yoga. The postures that we're going to do just help with the process of coming inward, of bringing the mind and the body connected into one unit, so to speak. Let's take just a few more breaths. Again, noticing your inhale, noticing your exhale. When you feel ready, just slowly bring yourself back into the room, perhaps shifting the eyes open if they were fully closed. Let's inhale the arms up overhead, reaching up so that perhaps the hands can touch, the gaze shifts up, and then exhale these hands down into your heart center. Let the thumbs connect to your heart center. Let this practice be fully for you, connecting mind to body. The union of those two starts the process of taking us to a higher place. Good, so with slow and steady breath, again, let's drop the left fingers to the ground and inhale this right arm up, stretching tall and maybe slightly over to the side wall with the head turned upward. Breathing slow and steady. Good, let's float off the left fingers, bring the hands to touch again, and let those right fingers come to the ground as we stretch the other side of the body. Notice your left sitting bone is still heavy. Good, one more each side, a little faster. Inhale, exhale, melt into the stretch. Inhale up and exhale, again, melt. Good, now this time inhale up. Let's bring the arms to a T with the palms facing down. Inhale here. Exhale, gentle twist to the left, keeping the back long. Slow and steady breath may feel a little different here as we're in a twist of the spine. Inhaling back to center to the T arms. Exhaling the opposite side. Noticing your inhale. Noticing your exhale. Again, one more each side, a little faster. Inhale to the T arms. Exhale, twist. Inhale to the T arms. Exhale, twist. Beautiful. Let's inhale back to the T arms. This time, let's bring the fingers behind, hands behind us. Fingers face forward. Lift the heart up, draw the shoulders back. Let the belly feel a little more spacious as we find a little extension of the back, a heart opening pose. As a relationship to our cow pose. Good, now slowly come forward, let the arms float forward for a little folding forward. Flexing, elongating the back. Avoiding rounding, thinking length as you find that slow and steady breath. Let's do this again a little faster. Bring the arms behind you. Inhale, lift the heart up. Good, exhale, come forward, melt. Slowly bring yourself back to center. You can come over your knees or you can bring the knees down to the side as we come to a tabletop posture. Take your time to line yourself up center of your mat. Joints stacked over top of joints. Stay strong here in the shoulders as we lift the right leg to fire hydrant. So the knees coming to the side, right? And then exhale that leg nice and long to balance. Inhale back, knee towards the shoulder. Exhale, bring it long. One more, knee towards the shoulder. Exhale, bring it long. And we'll bring that leg down as we lift the left leg up, fire hydrant. And exhale that leg long behind us. Inhale, knee to shoulder. Exhale back. Concentrating only on the breath, the inhale and the exhale. Slowly bring the knee back down under the hip. Sway the hips a little bit side to side. Notice how you feel coming inward with your body. Is there any stiffness or tightness in those hips? Let's come back to center, accepting whatever is there, right? And find the hips shifting back to heels for child pose. Take a moment in this resting posture to breathe. Again, connecting with that slow and steady breath, inhaling and exhaling. Good. Let's bring ourselves back up to table. Walk the hands out to puppy pose as the knees stay over, right under the hips. The heart melts down between the biceps of the arms, really stretching through shoulders. Now can we drop the forearms down here and then just gently slide those elbows back underneath the shoulders. For forearm table, tuck your toes, shift the heels back, and you might have to move the feet back just slightly for forearm plank pose. Stay strong in the core. Try and let the flesh of your buttocks draw the flesh back towards the heels, right? So in essence, sort of unclenching there at the buttock area. Finding your inhales and exhales. Slow and steady breath despite the tapas of the pose. The effort, the fire, the heat, but yet we can keep that slow and steady breath. Just 2 more. Gently drop the knees down, place the toes flat, slide through for Sphinx pose with the heart lifted, the legs long. Exhale yourself down. Let's slide the hands back now, next to the chest, thumbs very close or touching the chest. As we inhale to cobra, holding today, maybe just a little longer than we usually do. Opening the heart, finding your inhale, exhale. Bring yourself down. Take a little rest here for just a moment. And when you're ready, inhale, come back up. Breathe. Slow, steady breath. Again, despite the effort of the shape. Exhaling down. Take a little break. If that was enough for your body today, just rest here for a moment. If you're able to do more, come back up. Breathe. Stay strong, yet light. Inhaling, exhaling. Bringing yourself down, take a little rest. Checking position of your hands as we gently press ourselves up to our table once again. Take your time, bring the knees back in underneath the hips. And exhale, finding your child pose once again. Can we make our way to hero's pose, walking the hands back, bringing the tailbone between the heels, so your hands at the heart center if you'd like, if that works. Breathing here. Now if you want to try, come up to a kneeling posture. Today we're moving into a camel. Please use any expression that will serve you. If you would like to tuck your toes, you're welcome to do that. Let's bring the arms behind us, hands to the back. And as you shift the hips forward a little bit and open the heart up there, you might find maybe for one or two of you, since we've done those cobras, that you might even want to bring your hands back to your heels. Maybe the fingers touching the heels, the biceps rolled open. Shoulders back, heart open, throat open. Please be mindful of the depth of your practice here, physically, making any adjustment just because you're seeing something on your screen that I'm doing doesn't mean you have to move to any full expression of these poses. This takes time. Inhaling, exhaling, one more. Slowly let each hand go. If you're holding the heels back to the lower back, bring yourself back to neutral. Bring the toes flat. Bring the hands back to the heart. Come back to your hero's pose. You might even want to bow your head here. Take a few inhales and exhales. Simply honoring your practice at this point in time. Beautiful job. Let's release this. Bring your hands back out. We're going to move right into our first downward dog. So let's tuck the toes, shift the hips back. Take some time to move around as you need to organically. Finding the stretch in the legs, stretch in the back, stretch in the shoulders. Breathing. So we know that we find these stiff parts of our bodies, these little tiny blockages of things that yoga, physically, the asanas, help to move out those blockages, as well as our pranayama, our breathing, slow and steady. Later in the practice, we'll practice a little more different pranayama. When you're ready, let's inhale the right leg to three-legged dog. Keeping the hips square, bend the knee. Shift yourself forward with that knee towards your chest, almost as if you're going to put it between the hands, but then we don't, right? Let's bring it back. Three-legged dog. Knee up towards the heart center. Back to three-legged dog. Knee up towards the heart center. Use your core muscles. One more. Three-legged dog. This time, knee forward between the hands. Drop the back knee. Find your kneeling lunge. Grounding yourself. Bringing the arms up overhead if you're comfortable doing that. Breathing. Little back bend for some. Let's take both hands to the right hip, shift your gaze right. Little twist. Come back to center, hands to heart. Inhaling, exhaling. Let's bring the hands here to frame the foot. Tuck the back toe and find our plank pose. Let's exhale to low plank and inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take 2 breaths. This time we'll lift our left leg to three-legged dog. Again, keeping the hips square, bend the knee up to the heart as if you're going to step forward, but we don't. And then back to three-legged dog. Knee to the heart center. One more. Three-legged dog. This time we'll go ahead and bring that foot through the hands, drop the back knee, kneeling lunge. Take a moment, find strong grounding before these arms lift. Root always to rise. Inhaling, exhale. Let's bring both hands to the left hip. Take your little twist here, shifting your gaze beyond your shoulder. Bringing the hands back to the heart. Steady breath. Hands frame the foot. Good. Let's pick up that back knee. Now, if you're able, just go ahead and step to forward fold. You can drag or step your foot. Open up your legs. Relax, relax. Maybe shake your head a little bit. Let go a little bit. Let the knees stay bent if needed. Drawing chest towards the thighs. Let's inhale and rise, reverse swan dive to mountain pose, extended mountain here. Again, rooting the feet as if roots from a tree and rising from there. Arms come around back to the heart. Take a few breaths, slow and steady. Notice your inhale. Notice your exhale. We will move through a couple of half sun salutations, dropping the arms to mountain. Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive to forward fold. Lift halfway, find a flat back. Exhale, release to fold. Inhale, rise, reversing your swan dive. Take a back bend. The hands can be together or apart. Arms around, back to the heart center. Drop the arms again and inhale up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, rise. Breathe. Arms around and exhale to heart center. Same thing again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale halfway. Exhale, release here. Inhale and rise. Joyful day, practicing our yoga. Arms around to the heart center, pause and take just a couple of breaths. Again, seeing how you feel. Know that it's okay to stay here, even if I'm moving ahead. Moving on to Sun Salutation B, that's Surya Namaskar B. Just do what you can here. Let's inhale up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, release. Left foot steps back to warrior one. Inhale. Exhale, hands frame the foot. Step back to plank pose. Low plank. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, downward dog for 2 breaths. Stepping the left foot forward, warrior one. Inhale. Exhale, hands frame the foot. Stepping back to plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 breaths. Walk, step, or jump to your hands, forward fold at the front of the mat. Bend the knees, find chair pose. Inhale and rise. Little back front, arms around, back to the heart. Take 3 breaths here, slow and steady. So we will try one more, Surya Namaskar deep. Inhale up, exhale, swan dive. Inhale, lift halfway, exhale, release. Right foot steps back, warrior 1, inhale, exhale, hands frame the foot, plank pose, exhale, low plank, inhale, up dog, and exhale, downward facing dog for 2 breaths. Right foot steps forward, warrior 1, inhale, exhale, hands frame the foot, step back to plank, exhale to low plank, inhale to up dog, exhale, downward facing dog for 2 breaths. Walk, step, or jump to your hands, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Slowly rise, take your little back bend. Arms around, back to the heart. Are we smiling? Yes, we are. Take a couple breaths. In breath, out breath. Just observing our breathing. Let's move along to some more warriors today. Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive to fold. Lift halfway and exhale, come down. Left foot steps back, warrior 1 again. This time, take your time, warrior 2. So we'll open up to that. Take time for grounding. Remember the rooting to rise. Always checking the roots of our tree and making sure they're strong. Reverse the warrior. Find your in-breath, your out-breath. Back to warrior 2. Now can we straighten this front leg? Turn that foot so both feet, toes face me. Now turn your opposite foot away and find warrior 2 here. Same thing. Reverse the warrior. Warrior 2. Can we turn to that back foot and find warrior 1 here? You might have to make a little shift of that back foot. Good. Now let's lower these arms to standing splits. And we'll lift that back leg up. Right? Then bringing the chest to the thighs. Doesn't matter how high that back leg is. As long as we're square. Squaring the hips. Squaring the shoulders. Can we lift the head up, maybe float off the fingers? You can stay here or move to warrior 3 if you'd like to try. T arms may work for you here. The T-shape arms. Coming back to our standing split. We'll go ahead and lower lower that back foot. Find your warrior one again. Take your time. Open into warrior two. Just smile and breathe. It was what it was, right? I know that's hard to balance like that. Let's reverse the warrior. Stay strong. Warrior two. Straighten out that bent leg. Let's bring the feet back. Now we're facing again with the toes forward. Go ahead and turn the opposite foot. Now we're back to where we started, warrior two. Notice the sensation in your shoulders. Can we breathe through that? It's okay to lower the arms if we have to. Reverse the warrior. Give that back arm a break for a moment. Back to warrior two. Let's move to warrior one again, just like we did on the other side. And we'll meet in standing split. Hands frame the foot. Leg behind again. The height doesn't matter as much as the squareness of the body. We're not twisted here. Breathing. Wonderful for blood flow to the brain. All the benefits of these poses. Absolutely an amazing number of benefits of all of these poses. Some may want to try a warrior three here, coming up maybe with the T arms. Right? In breath, out breath. Meeting back in our standing split when you feel ready. And we'll slowly make our way all the way back to warrior one. Finally meeting in warrior two. Stay with it. Straightening the front leg, bringing back the foot. Let's bring the hands to heart. Take a couple breaths. Maybe bow the head to your fingers. Arms back out to a T. Can we clasp the hands behind us? Draw the shoulders down. Now without coming into a straddle, stretch fully. Can we just come to flat back with the crown forward? See if you can lift your arms off your back while you're in a flat back position rather than coming all the way down. See how that might feel for you. Take another breath, the in breath, the out breath. And then if you want to try, drop your head to full straddle, stretch with the arms coming up and over the head there. Slowly bring the fingers down to the earth, breathe. Let's come up on the fingertips, turn the front foot, walk around towards that foot for a little runner's lunge. Can we drop the back knee and bring both hands inside that front foot? Walking the foot to the edge of the mat for lizard pose, maybe letting the toes hang off the side of the mat. Let your back leg come back as long as you'd like that leg to be. There are various expressions of your lizard. Please choose the one that will serve you today. Maybe you're canting the knee out to the side, opening the sole of the foot to the sky. Opposite forearm to the ground, perhaps. Maybe some in a little twist or a half bind. find your slow and steady breath here, your inhale, your exhale? Can we keep the rhythm despite the tapas of the shape, the heat, the fire, the uncomfortableness, so to speak? Allowing 3 more inhales, exhales, rhythms of breathing. With care and caution, come out of that little bind with that back arm. Put the hands flat on the mat. Press yourself back up to hands. Lower the sole of that foot. We're going to tuck the back toe, lift that back knee. Make sure your front foot is fully on your mat and move that foot over a little bit towards your hands, a little more there as we're walking back to straddle. It's a little movement here. Just take a breath here in your straddle, relax. And then bring the head back up and walk around, making a runner's lunge on the other side of the mat. Hands are inside that foot. Drop your back knee down, setting up your lizard pose. That foot's going to walk out to the edge of the mat. Maybe the sole of the foot is lifted, the knee can fall to the side. Opposite arm, forearm dropped as an option here. Again, the twist, that lizard twist, and the wrist over the shoulder, or bound hand and arm behind you. Stay strong in your supporting shoulder. Breathe. Find your in-breath, your out-breath. 3 more nice rounds of breathing. Each rhythm of breath just bringing you a little closer to that union of your body and your mind. All is one together. Slowly releasing your hand flat on the mat, press yourself up to hands. Place the sole of the foot back down. Let's start to walk that foot in a little bit as we tuck the back toe. And we're coming back around to our last straddle here. Take your time. Breathe. Lifting the head up if it's on the ground. Let's toe heel in a little bit more, a little bit more. Those that would like to toe heel in far enough to access a little crow pose, a little crow bounce, placing your knees the inside of the elbow joint, or maybe even on the triceps if you're working towards crane. Lifting your shins, your feet, breathing. In breath, out breath. Releasing feet when you feel ready. And just go ahead and drop a knee and then drop another knee. So you've made a little table, and the table, we're going to turn it. Let's turn that table here so that you're back on the actual long side of the mat here. Very nice. Let's go ahead and come back to hero's pose where we were earlier. It's again honoring our practice. So option for hero's pose, if you want a little more, I'm going to move up slightly on my mat, is to drop the hands next to the pinky toes, lean back a little bit, get a bigger stretch through your thighs. Some of you watching might come down to your forearms here in the pose. It's a possibility, right? If this is working and you feel like you want a little more, there is an option to come all the way onto the back here. If you're moving in that direction, you might have to hold on to your feet or your ankles to get yourself down there. Full expression would be to bring your arms overhead, the palms to face up, breathing. In breath, out breath. When we're able to connect together, body and mind, makes the troubles and the worries that we have a little less prominent, right? They almost seem far, far away. And we also are able to understand that many have the sufferings that we do. We're not alone. If you're all the way back, bring your arms back to help you guide yourself back to your forearms and eventually back to the flat hands. Coming forward, let's come all the way back to our table. And again, once again, to our puppy pose. So again, we're back to this where we started. Dropping forearms, sliding the heart through to Sphinx pose. We were here earlier. Can we bend our left knee? We'll bring the chest down just a little bit as we bring the left hand to grab the ankle. If you're interested in trying a little half bow, let that left hand grab the ankle. See if the right hand wants to come around back and grab the foot, top of the foot, and then we'll lift up. Keep your right leg nice and long. Breathe. Slow, steady breath. Exhale, release down, relax that leg down, bend the right leg. Let's bring that right arm back here. We'll grab onto the ankle if you can reach it. If you'd like to try the half bow, bring your left around to the top of the foot, lift. Doesn't really matter exactly how you're grabbing the foot exactly. Just breathing, slow, steady breath. Exhaling down. Good. Let's bring those hands next to the chest. Breathe. Now when you're ready, take your time. We're coming all the way to upward facing dog. Exhaling to our last downward facing dog. Allow the legs to be long. Notice the space in the back and the legs here. Length through the shoulders. The neck very long. Unblocking those points of tightness and stress. Slowly drop your knees. Cross the ankles at the back and find a seat. Easy seat, or any configuration of that is fine. So we're going to practice Kapalabhati breath here. I'm actually going to spin and face you, right? You can stay where you are. Kapalabhati breath is also known as our skull shining breath. We take a deep breath and a forceful exhalation out of the nose, letting the belly draw in strongly with each exhale. We'll try a few rounds. Let's try 20, a count of 20 if we're able. So inhale deeply. Exhale. Relax. Take a deep breath. Now we'll try the same thing again. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Relax. Inhale deeply. Do one more round. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, let it go. Couple of breaths. Slowly bring the legs together. We're going to roll onto our backs. You may want to extend one leg, pick up one leg, roll back slowly, knees to chest. Roll on your back a little bit. See how you feel from the practice. When you're ready, let's drop the left foot to the mat, make a figure 4, our pigeon pose with our right ankle on our left thigh. Keeping your left leg down will bring the arms to a T today. Take a nice breath here. Keep drawing the right knee forward towards your front wall. Slow and steady breath. On your next exhale, tip your pigeon to the left. Drop the legs down as much as you can. Relax your right shoulder. Breathe. Slow and steady inhale and exhale. One more. Taking the top leg off, just go ahead and stack your knees for a gentle twist. Sink down into your mat with your shoulders. And slowly bring yourself back to center. Good. Let's take the left ankle onto the right thigh now. Same thing, pigeon shape, pigeon pose. Arms to a T, let the left knee push itself forward. Breathing. On your next exhale, tip the pigeon to your right. Drop the legs down. See if you can relax your shoulders. Again, coming back to your slow and steady breath. Despite the effort, the tapas of the shape, the uncomfortableness that the yoga brings, we still find that slow and steady breath. Can we find this off our mat when we are in a situation that is uncomfortable? On your next breath, let's take the top leg off, stack the knees, and slowly bring yourself back to center, floating your knees back into your chest for Apanasana again. Before we rest today, let's bring our legs in the air. You can keep the big toes touching if that's a little easier for you in this legs up pose, but let's keep the legs together so we're using our inner thighs. Let's bring our arms up here to hanging basket shape so the shoulders are down, fingers are up. So a little work through the core to end the practice before Shavasana. Those that want to try, lift the heart center up towards your feet. So your fingers are basically reaching up as if they're trying to come past the sides of the feet. Let's inhale here. Can we exhale back to Uttanasana, leaving that heart lifted in this shape? And then back to your hanging basket. Exhale to Uttanasana. Keep the lower back down, right? The belly energy drawing downwards as the legs and arms are up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Slow and steady. 2 more. Last one. As you exhale to this shape, this reverse child pose, slowly lower your back down. Slowly lower your feet down. Find the soles of the feet together for just a moment. Let them touch. Supine butterfly shape. Let the palms of the hands be up. Breathe here. Slow and steady breath. You can stay here to start your Shavasana, or those that would like a traditional Shavasana can certainly straighten the legs at any time. Heels to the corners of your mat, shoulders relaxed. Take a few moments here. So I might suggest staying here for 5 or 6 minutes today. From the work that we did, your body and mind will continue to assimilate this practice as you lie here in your position of surrender. You may wish to consider turning your device off or your music up so that you can stay for the full 5 or 6 minutes of relaxation to end your practice. Reminding yourself as you leave your mat today to continue with your slow and steady breathing. Any time that you're able to come back to that off of your mat, it's very calming, very connecting to your body and your mind. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste to you.